Get motivated with Mr. Smiles, Vinny Chopra. He is also known as Mr. Enthusiasm. He will share and challenge you each week on great topics on how to get excited, how to really make things happen in your business, and change your life for the better. Here is Vinny with this week's Motivation Inspiration.
Hi, guys. Welcome to your weekly Motivation Power Talk with Mr. Smiles, also known as Vinny Chopra. I like to call him Mr. Smiles because he's always smiling. Hi, Vinny. How are you today?
Awesome, Alicia. How are you? Boy, I'm so excited, so fired up. It's a beautiful day here in San Francisco, near to San Francisco. I live in Danville, Black Hawk, and it's a little chilly, you can see.
Oh, no, well, it's not chilly here. I'm in San Antonio, and it's like 65 degrees and
oh my gosh.
Raining though, and lots of fog. Lots of fog this morning.
I think 44 degrees or so.
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's nice here. It's raining though. It's raining and it's cloudy, and but it's so warm. You know, I went in very foggy. I went to school this morning. I was actually a little nervous driving my daughter to school because I couldn't see the road. I couldn't see beyond my headlights.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, it's been like that for the last couple of days here. So it's been a little bit crazy with the weather and lots of storms. You know, the way Texas goes, the weather changes every 5 seconds.
It does, doesn't it? I know we are heading out to Florida Monday.
Oh, nice.
7 days there. So I know, I hope the weather is going to be good. My wife is coming. Monica is coming.
Oh, nice. Got the whole family.
Yeah, the whole family. We have some big convention over there with the multi-family.
Yeah, that's right. You're speaking, right?
That's right. Yep.
Okay, that'll be fun. So today, Vinny, I want to talk to you about something that I think that is so important because, and that's really about basically your natural skill set. Everybody's good at something, right? Naturally. At least I like to believe that everybody's good at something. But I really want to talk about honing your natural skill set and using it to leverage to kind of get yourself to the next level in either your business or your life. So, what are your, first I want to know what your natural skill sets are and, how do you leverage them? Because you're so successful. So how do you leverage your natural skill set to success?
Sure. Alicia, that's very, very important subject, what you're talking about. Honing your skills is so important. I remember reading a story, I think it was in Stephen Covey's book, where there are two woodcutters. They are in the jungle and they're cutting trees. And there is one person who is just, with the saw, cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting all day long. But there was another person who was able to take some time out and sharpen the saw. So in between certain period of time, he was sharpening it. And then at the end of the day, he was able to cut a lot more trees just because he sharpened his saw. And that's how also it's in our life. Mm-hmm. We could just keep on doing what we are doing. We could use our skill sets, what we have or we don't have, and then we can accomplish X amount of results. So in my thinking, I believe you can hone in your skills that God has given us, or we have learned it, right? Some of the things are developed over time, like communication skills, for example. Huge. Yes. I mean, this whole world is built on communications. Unless we are able to kind of, communicate our ideas to everybody, family, friends, children, business leaders in the community, everything like that. Communication is so important, ability to work with others. That's a very big skill.
That is a big skill.
Or work under pressure. That's even
bigger, I think.
It's even bigger, don't you think?
Yeah.
So those things. And then, of course, the other skill, which I think I do really good, thank you, God, is time management. I really manage my time and I can accomplish so much. I really have in my mind that you don't need a month to do everything that we do. We could do that in 2 weeks, or 2 weeks work, we can do it in 1 week, and 1 week's work we can do in 2 or 3 days. I've always lived my life like that. So that way, just having that desire that you don't need that much to get these things accomplished, That's some skill compartmentalize is the other skill that I talk about. What is that? Compartmentalizing is just like in a drawer, Alicia.
Mm-hmm.
So I can take some kind of things, put it in a drawer, do it for 1 hour and drop it, and then get to the next task, do that, and then drop it in the drop. So I can do several things. A lot of other business leaders are very, easy to do those things like I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But self-motivation is the other skill, see, I think if you're self-motivated and excited and enthusiastic.
You are always excited, always smiling. I can't keep up.
I've just become that way. I think, I was not like that, but I think the books I read, the mind just does wonders. When you're listening to positive thoughts and listening to ideas, how you could get better in life, you can accomplish more, then subconscious says, hey, stupid, do that.
Right.
Right. Or subconscious says some things and then conscious says, okay, I will do it. And once we see doing that, it reinforces us.
No, I completely agree. Now, if I was somebody who was lacking the ability to know what my natural skill set was, how would you help me find it?
That's a good question. Good question.
Not everybody knows that. Like, people don't even realize their strengths.
That is so very true. I think it all boils down to introspectively looking into and writing down. You can even ask your very close family members, hey, what are the skills you think I come across really nicely? Mm-hmm. And what are a few things that I'm kind of lacking in? All right. Be open-minded, right? You got to say you wouldn't hurt my feelings. It's a constructive, introspectively, I want to talk about and listen, and I want to do,
Don't ask a question you don't want to know the answer to.
Sometimes, many times, actually, to be truthfully say, what are you talking about? Dad, you are even worse. Do that, Remember, we always look for the faults in others. That's human nature. But the big thing is to really see the strength in others and make it even better for them and say, hey, I liked what you did here. And guess what? They might even say, I'm not that good at it. But because we noticed it and something that might reinforce even more and more and more. It's very common in children. See, children might just in doing something, but if you want a positive impact in their life, you want to say, hey, you are doing that good. Maybe they just did it in a very little way, but that will accentuate,
No, I do that all the time with my daughter. She's only 5. So what I always have to tell her, like, you did that so good. You're a really good singer. You're a really good dancer, even though I'm like, but I want to give her strength and I want her to hone her natural skill set.
Yep.
She's really good with her voice and really good at her dancing, which I don't understand because I'm a very good dancer, but she's only 5, but she gets all into it. And I'm like, oh, you danced so good. You danced like a ballerina.
Better and better and better. Because you're giving her self-esteem.
Yes.
You're giving her self-confidence. And that is so important because we are so easy. We are very, human nature is we cut down and we might just say the words, but the effect of those words is so ingrained in their mind. And that's what we need to talk about. Many times we talk things and we say, and we just say that we said it, right? But the people who catch it and who we say that to, they take it a bigger, deeper meaning. And that's where it degrades them or it gets them better, right?
That actually just kind of, you're bringing me right into my next question. So I love interviewing you because you kind of just, you're always giving me bringing me right into the next question without even knowing what my questions are. So once I know what my skill set is, so like for me personally, mine would be able to put my head down and when I'm up against the wall, under the pressure, I'm good. And so, how would you, tell somebody to leverage once they know what their skill sets are, their natural skill sets, the ones that they can use to, how would you tell them to use that to get a leg up, or I guess that's the word, the leg up on, where they want to be in life?
That's a good point. I mean, again, it all depends what your career is at, right? What's your main skill that's bringing you most of the dollars or money? That's how it is in life, right? We go to school, but we are learning English, math, this and that and all that. That doesn't help us much, when we come out of school, like we always say. But if you have the entrepreneur mind, okay, now you are putting the skills of leadership and understanding what field you are in and who you are serving, right? In every business, in our career, if we put that in our perspective, who are our clients, who are our prospects, because it's only serving them, we'll realize if we help to solve their problems, right? We call them, solve their situations, problems. So product, let's say if we are selling a product, we are fulfilling their need to get that product. It could be machine, it could be, instrument for the house or whatever it is, right? Or skill set or training, things like that, Alicia. So I think as a person, we definitely need to sit down and look at our skill set, soft skills and hard skills, right? Soft skills are enthusiasm, communication, putting our integrity on the line, and all those things are soft. Hard skills are what we learn from the trade, from other people can teach us. Right? So that's where we should be looking at what the skill sets I hone. I have a good solid foundation of hard work, of enthusiasm or positive attitude. If not, we need to read some books and listen to some things to change because the boss will work with you. You will progress in life a lot bigger and better if you are honing in on those skills. Of the soft skills, which are very, very necessary, by the way. I mean, decision making, communication, ability to work under pressure with people, and not really having ego. Oh my gosh, that's a huge one. I mean, we actually lose so much in our life by having that ego, as a boss or could be as a father.
Ego is the killer.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to do a whole podcast on that.
I know.
That next month.
Oh my God. I mean, we can be lifted so high. We can accomplish so much if we just drop that ego before we get into a situation or into office or into a meeting with the prospect, I call it, right? So that's so true. When we are meeting with our business partners or with the people that we are serving, we are totally engrossed in their side. We need to be looking at how can we support them, help them, make them who they want to become, right? And give them the service.
No, I agree. I have heard something or read something that if you stood in a superhero pose for 10 seconds before you go into a meeting or, before you go in for an interview or whatever it may be, that it actually changes your mindset. I'm not sure if it's actually true, but I've heard it.
I mean, it's the posture. No, you're right. I mean, it's how good feelings. I really believe. I used to say automobile university, I always call, because we were in sales in my consultants. We were driving quite a lot, Alicia. So by listening positive thoughts and preparing the presentation, because manifestation happens once we first think. And everything happens twice. I have always said that to me. I've read it many times.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, let me share. Everything always our mind thinks it and then we act. So everything happens twice, I say, because you have to really decide what you want to accomplish. Once your strong thoughts are there, then your habits, your success habits will make it happen for you. So everything happens physically when it happens, but mentally it happens before it happens physically. So if we keep that in balance, that negative things will have negative effects.
Yeah.
Positive things will manifest into positive results. That's how it is. So everything happens twice. If you can think about anything, you can achieve it, right?
Yeah.
Vincent, Norman Peale, Og Mandino. We can go back to Zig Ziglar. We can go back to Jim Rohn, all of them, right? So the biggest thing is if we just keep ourselves aligned and make sure that we are using the skills we have to the best, and those which are not that good, like being late. Let's just decide about that. Okay. Being late, coming to a meeting, not respecting other people's time. That's
a horrible habit.
I hate that, right? But that's a skill that one can really get better at. And they need to just say, why I'm doing that. Maybe I need to prepare a little quicker, leave the office a little early or home to get to the place a little 5 minutes early, things like that.
So actually, you just brought up something. I want to jump this in here. What is the difference between having a natural skill set and then your habits?
Okay, good point. See, the thing is, skill sets are your habits too, because skill sets are, like I said, to have decision making that you are doing based on your foundation of the trust, integrity, truthfulness, and all that, right? Those are the hard set skills, and you become that person. See, you become that person, then you never have to think about it. You're acting that way, and everybody knows then. And those tremendous skills that you portray brings you as a leader out in the eyes of people. It's what we do. Our habits really become our trademark. Let's just say that, because people saw that Vinny is going to be always punctual, or Vinny is going to be really smiling whenever I meet.
Smiling, Mr.
Smiles. Or enthusiasm. He's going to be talking with his hands and all that, and eyes and all that. So those habits, which I'm not doing it for faking it. I'm just like that person. So other people then expect you, right, that way. And the other part is some of the skills which are really, really bad I used to have, I had to work on them. Prioritizing, for example, or saying no to somebody. It's still a skill I'm very bad at. I want to do this and this and this. And, if somebody calls me or a friend calls me, says, let's go out for something, I might just finish things or put it in a different compartment and I'll say, okay, let's go. Not all the time, but like that. So the big thing is you got to see your inner strengths and weaknesses, your skills, what you have and what you want to get better at. Because I really believe one can get better at if we know what that will do to us, right? If we can increase our income twice or 3 times this year, 2020, what will it take? What skill set will it take that I can, get job done better? Maybe even leave the job I'm at, but get into a passionate, something that I really want to do.
No, I like it. No, it definitely makes sense. And so I guess one of my last questions I have is, how would you show me or approach somebody that was not using their natural skill set to leverage to, get what they want in life? What would be your advice to me?
That's a good point. It's pretty a short session that we record, but it all really boils down to, I think, in my mind, every problem, every situation has some beginning. I believe that. I say, how it came out to the point where it is, and for us to just take time out to ourselves. And I really love the Ben Franklin close. It's in, a term, you might have heard it too, Alicia. You draw a line, take a blank sheet of paper, a pen, and yourself, uninterrupted, you draw a line in the middle going from top to bottom. Then you put the positives on the left side and negatives on the right side. And you keep on writing. You don't hold anything against it, but keep on writing the real situation. And then you say, okay, I know these are the positives if I do that behavior or make that decision, because we come on the whys every time, every moment in our life. We are coming to a why section where one side is the right answer, other side is the wrong answer. But it's going to the right as many times as we can leads us to our fulfilling life, to happiness, to bliss, to whatever we can say, right? And feel good about the business when it increases. We need to look at it. Okay, what we accomplished in 2019 or 18 or 17, am I happy? Am I where I am? If not, unless I change few things, skill set or my attitude or my habits, it's not going to be difference. It's going to stay the same. Huh?
So you have to make a little bit of changes to fix it. So that also brings me to my last question. This is, everybody knows I always like Vinny's nuggets of advice on each subject that we talk about, because, obviously this is the Motivation Power Talk podcast. And so what is your nugget of advice for somebody who needs to hone in their natural skill set to leverage them into what they actually want to accomplish in, let's say, 2020?
I would say if we can just, everybody listening to me and watching me, think about happiness. Think about, are you happy at this moment? If not, why not?
Question.
Really? Why not, right? And that's a very powerful question, very, very deep question I'm asking everybody. If you are not happy right now, my thinking is I won't be happy tomorrow. Even if I get worldly possessions and everything, I make more money or whatever, it's not.
More money, more problems.
It's more problems, exactly. More money, more problems, more things. So the big thing is to just say, I want to be happy. I want to enjoy my life. I want to live as a whole person. Mm-hmm. So that's how I look at myself. I'm a lot of, business leaders, yourself who is listening and watching me, you are that person probably too. The key thing is once we decide our internally motivation and we are purpose-driven life to become happy. And, I'm not saying I'm happy all the time. No, but constantly, the more happier you are, the better life you will and better decisions as a leader you will make, the more positive energy you will spread all around you. People will start liking you more, all those good things, right? So let's live as a whole person. And that whole person, there are skills that we already have, and there are some skills we want to get, and there are skills we don't want to get. Yeah. So let's just work each day or each week or each month or whatever, to decide I'm going to have these two things which will give me so drastic result. Why not I take time to learn that skill and implement it and make it part of me?
Love it. Love it. All right, guys, you just got your weekly Motivation Power Talk with Mr. Smiles. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Definitely share us. If you guys have any questions, please put them below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can tune in every week when we give you the weekly Motivation Power Talk with Mr. Smiles. Also, guys, if you're interested in the syndication business or investing, you can text LEARN to 474747, or you can text INVEST 2020 to 474747. Mr. Smiles, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Alicia. Look forward to seeing you next week and have a great day. And let's just have a beautiful week, and enjoy. And we'll see you next week.
All right, guys. Till next time.
Bye-bye.
You will be amazed at the insights Vinny will share each week. He will share his experiences. He has taken $7 to over $220 million portfolio in commercial real estate. To reach Mr. Smiles, text the word syndication to 474747 or go to his website, VinnyChopra.com.